The ISP program was really a result of our faculty coming together to ask, are we giving the best education we can to our students? And we felt that through our traditional college prep program, although we were delivering a great content education, we weren't giving the students the chance to develop those skills that they were going to need to be successful in their futures.
The ISPs are probably one of my favorite parts of school, just because they teach you things that you wouldn't normally learn in high school.
Things like problem solving, critical thinking, teamwork, leadership, creativity, ingenuity. These are things that are really hard to address in a typical traditional classroom setting where the students are just sitting in plastic chairs and listening to teachers often lecturing at the whiteboard.
It's a break from your everyday seven classes.
I think once you get out of the classroom and stuff, people are more dedicated to learning.
I think it just gives the kids a good outlet, away from, just the regular classroom.
I can't sit in a classroom for very long and just sit there and read out of a book. I have to go out and actually do something.
What we're really trying to do is allow our students to have a chance to develop, practice, and master the 21st century skills they'll need to be successful in their futures.
I thought it was a great experience.
The ISPs are very fun.
The ISPs are awesome.
Right now, often they say, oh, it was a blast, it was a lot of fun. But what we're looking for is the students say, it was a blast, it was a lot of fun, and I was able to learn this, 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 and this. And once we get there, I think that's when we'll know that the ISP program is not just increasing the love of learning in our school and the engagement of our students, but also addressing those core curricular needs students need to master before they go off to college and into their lives.
My two top things I want to do in life is write and act, and I was able to be part of the Performing Arts ISP and the Creative Writing ISP. And it was coming to school every day and being in school every day doing exactly what I love.
One of the greatest things is seeing our students get excited coming to school. They come, they're excited to work with their teachers, they're focused on material that they chose and that they helped design.
I have to say my favorite ISP experience has been the culinary ISP. I think it's an opportunity for students to do something that they don't have an opportunity to do in the regular school day.
Yeah, definitely. Like the cooking ISP, I'm probably one of the worst cooks ever, and I now can make bruschetta the best.
While students may seem to be cooking and producing a meal, they're learning teamwork, they're learning communication, they're learning interpretation of ideas on a page to reality.
My hope is to have them be able to do this stuff and actually learn how to do this with their hands, and then when in doubt that ever came a situation again, they could reach back on that.
In the ISP, there's hands-on learning right there teaching you.
We're teaching everything from being prepared to working together to keeping the end in mind.
You all had to contribute in some way, and it wasn't just one person.
So far, the film ISP was my favorite, mostly because I want to be a director when I grow up.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
The funnest scene was when Hannah was in her cage.
Come on, Trey, Hannah! Trey, Hannah!
I was in the building ISP, and I thought it was a really good chance to just try something new.
I did wilderness, the past ISP. I learned how to build fire, make our own fire, survive out in the wilderness with our own shelter. We had 30 people building the fire.
I think when we built it, it took a lot of teamwork and strength, and it really got people to come together. And even if they didn't like each other at school or something, they had to work together to build a fire.
I was in the astronomy ISP, and my favorite experience was probably going to the observatory and seeing all these galaxies and nebulas and stars right there on the telescope. You can see that stuff on TV, but when you're right there looking at it through a telescope, it's just a whole different experience. We had presented all that we learned on 3 different subject levels in front of a camera to present in front of other kids. The ISP to me was extraordinary. It opened my eyes to a lot more things, and I am way more into astronomy now.
I went fly fishing earlier this year, and I'd never been fly fishing before, and I thought it was just so fun and pretty much changed my life.
Before the fall ISP, I was just a new Spanish teacher to the students, and they only got to know me in that role.
I have a really good relationship with Miss Heltner and Miss Manhoff and Wellman from the ISP because they were my teachers for it.
When I came back from the ISP trip, my classes had a total different feel to them.
Students come back from the ISPs energized and focused. We see teachers more comfortable and familiar with using a project-based approach.
Once we go on our ISPs and we come back, kids are a lot more refreshed and they can focus more on class and it's not just lagging on.
It just makes me feel that our school actually could kind of be cool sometimes.
It's a kind of a refreshing thing for us as educators to get an opportunity to work with students who are excited to be at school.